back. I'm back. It's been a little bit. And the Detroit Lions has been lots of training camp news and signings and everything that has gone down over the past week since I've been gone. I've been gone on vacation, got back a couple of days ago, and now I'm back in the swing of things. So we're going to be going over the Lions roster moves that they made during that period. And we had 3 roster spots before I left. I made a video about the Lions working out Toa and Jabari Small, and then ended up making a couple roster moves that day after that. And I couldn't get that video out in time before I left. And that is, according to Aaron Wilson, the Lions worked out DiCaprio Bootle, Tyson Russell. I think they messed this up. I think this is supposed to be Jabari Small on one of these. And Malik Davis, Keenan Isaac, Kenai H. Lovely, and Toa. Malik Davis, Keenan Isaac, Kenny H. Lovely, and Toa did not sign. But DiCaprio Bootle, Tyson Russell, and Jabari Small are now Detroit Lions. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at these guys' stats here. Now, Malik Davis is a running back. Keenan Isaac and Kenai H. Lovely are cornerbacks. And then Toa obviously, is the running back from the Michigan Panthers, who actually, at the recording of this video, signed with the Browns. So, congratulations to Toa. Now, Kenai H. Lovely was also on the Michigan Panthers, but we did not end up signing him. Now, DiCaprio Bootle, we'll go and take a look at both DiCaprio Bootle and we already took a look at Jabari Small's stats from college, so if he does not have any stats in the NFL. So if you're really curious about the stats, go look it up or go check out that video. And Tyson Russell, UDFA from Vanderbilt, he's not obviously played a snap yet in the NFL. He was at Detroit Lions minicamp, and the Lions did not sign him at that time, but they ended up signing him now to get some more cornerback depth. And then ended up going with DiCaprio Bootle as well, who's the only player that the Lions signed who has statistics. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, DiCaprio Bootle is in his 3rd season, UDFA from Nebraska, 5'10", 180, 27 years old. Has played every single year in his NFL career. 2021, played 3 games with the Chiefs, 8 total tackles. 2022 with the Chiefs, played 4 games, 3 total tackles. 2023 was his most time and most statistics, played 8 games, 14 total tackles, and 2 passes deflected. And then 2024, 7 games played, 3 total tackles with the Los Angeles Chargers. So, DiCaprio Bootle, he's played every single year of his NFL career. He's played the 4 years of his NFL career as a UDFA. But he has not played more than 8 games in a season, that 4-year career. He looks like a guy who's going to keep bouncing off a practice squad, be a bottom of roster type guy. But specifically, it looks like he's going to be a special team guy, is what he is for most teams. The only time that he might have had a role on defense was with the Carolina Panthers in 2023, where he had 14 total tackles and 2 passes deflected. So that was probably the only time that he had actual playing time on the defensive side of the ball. I guess we'll go and check out his college stats as well, since he hasn't played much in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball. Not much. First year, 15 total tackles. Second year, 39 total tackles and a forced fumble. Third year, 2019, 31 tackles, a forced fumble. And then his final year, 25 tackles and a pick. So, not much throughout his college career. Again, UDFA from Nebraska. Not played much in his NFL career besides on special teams. This guy is probably not going to make the roster if I had to guess. Seems like a guy who would compete for a practice squad spot. But when it comes to the 53-man roster, I just don't see him making it with the cornerback depth we have, unless if somebody gets hurt, which I'm sure will happen at some point. I'm hoping not. But we still have a couple more weeks of training camp, and we still got the 4 preseason games. So, really good chance somebody gets hurt, but our cornerback room is just looking so good. DJ Reed, Tyrion Arnold, D'Amico Robertson, Ennis Rakestraw, Rocky Sin, and Khalil Dorsey is your top 6 that you're obviously going to keep on the 53-man roster. And anybody thinking Tyson Russell, DiCaprio Bootle will beat out Khalil Dorsey, you're wrong. Khalil Dorsey signed a 2-year extension this offseason for, I believe it was $4.2 million. So, Khalil Dorsey signed a lot of people don't know that he signed a 2-year extension this offseason. I don't know why the Lions side do that. I know that they view him as the best gunner in the league and one of the best special teamers in general in the league. But on this defensive side of the ball, he's not that great. So, I don't know why they gave him a 2-year extension, but they did. So, that pretty much rules out of anybody else coming in and winning that spot. I mean, maybe Rocky Sin could get pushed out, but I don't think that would be a smart move for the Lions to get rid of Rocky Sin. So, DiCaprio Bootle will probably just be a practice squad guy at best. He actually has been getting work, though, through training camp. Been getting worked by Isaac Tesla specifically. Isaac Tesla is beating him in like every rep for like a 30-yard touchdown and a 25-yard reception. So, yeah, not looking too good right now for DiCaprio Bootle. But obviously, special teams is what Lions matter here. He got all the preseason. So, there's that. So, one Pride Go Lions. Now, I also want to bring this up, and I'm just going to throw it in this video because this is not worth making a separate video about. But the Lions, 30 minutes at the recording of this video, have released. Wait a minute. If Twitter could load any slower. The Lions have released a player that will bring them down to 89 players on the 90-man roster. So the Lions now have a roster spot open. And that is that. The Lions have released cornerback Stanley Thomas Oliver per sources for the Detroit Lions. So Stanley Thomas Oliver is no longer on the Detroit Lions. That is unfortunate. It sucks, man, because Stanley Thomas Oliver, in my opinion, had the most potential out of any DB on the Lions roster. Real talk. Former 7th-round pick by the Panthers. He had so much potential, I thought. Stanley Thomas Oliver played a little bit last year on special teams in the Vikings game. Played one defensive snap versus the Commanders last season in the playoffs. But I thought he could be a really good special teamer. I thought he did look good on special teams first versus the Vikings, even versus the Commanders. And I thought he had some chances on defense as well to become a decent backup on the defensive side of the ball. Also, he is one of our biggest players in the secondary. He's like 6 foot. So our secondary is pretty small when it comes to height. Kirby Joseph is our tallest player. And Stanley Thomas Oliver was our second, I believe, at 5'11" or 6 foot. So Stanley Thomas Oliver is no longer on the Detroit Lions. Wish the best of luck for Stanley Thomas Oliver. He did suffer a hamstring injury yesterday, so that could have something to do with this. But again, wish the best for Stanley Thomas Oliver. Tyson Russel and Jabari Small and DiCaprio Bootle, welcome to Detroit. Wish the best for him. Leave thoughts in the comments down below. Will those guys make the roster or not? One Pride, go Lions.